The most anticipated to watch matchup of the upcoming weekend will be not you think it's going to be two teams, right? UConn and Alabama. Think it's going to be NC State and Purdue. No, the most anticipated watched matchup of the upcoming weekend is an individual matchup mixed within one of those games. It's DJ Burns versus Zach Edey. Part of it is because of the pure visuals of it. There aren't many people walking around that are 6'9", the size, the weight, the strength of DJ Burns, and there are even less walking around that are 7'4", the size, the strength of Zach Edey. And how those two teams decide to guard each other could easily be the thing that decides who advances to the national championship and who had a solid run to the Final Four. We've had some media availabilities, some locker rooms being open today, so we had a chance to talk to the teams. We mentioned that our very own Dennis Cox is out there covering the action. He grabbed some audio for us. Here's DJ Burns on what's being discussed about guarding Zach Edey.
Oh, we just scouting him up the way we would anybody. He's a tall guy, and that's a good advantage, but, we're not treating him any differently.
I hope that's coach speak.
Fair enough.
I hope it's coach.
Okay, DJ.
You're not treating him any differently. He's 7'4", and he's averaging like 30 points a game in the tournament and 15 rebounds. I mean, I'm all for not, putting anyone on a pedestal, but, not turning them into a superhero or a comic book villain. But at the same time, you better have something cooked up for him.
I mean, look, NC State's going to have their game plan for Zach Edey, but I kind of see where DJ Burns is coming from as far as, look, it is what it is. It's kind of like how other teams probably look at DJ Burns. Like, until you go out there and face him, that's really all you can do as far as preparation.
Well, I'm not sure I agree with that one. I look at it like other teams playing DJ Burns, they better know if they're sending a double. They better know if when they're backup center in, if he's actually trying to defend or if his nickname is 5 fouls for the day. Like, you have to know how to attack these guys because they're different. And if you go in saying, oh, we're gonna do the same thing against Zach Edey that we did against Quentin Post from Boston College because he's another 7-footer, you're gonna end up getting put on a poster. Like, there's a reason why Zach Edey is who he is. There's a reason why Player of the Year. There's a reason why he's put up the stats he's put up. And you have to prioritize either stopping him or maybe you go full, every once in a while you see someone do this where you're like, hey, Zach Edey, get your 35 and 18. We're going to stop everybody else. There's two ways to go about it, but you better have a plan. Don't just treat him like every other run-of-the-mill 7-footer. DJ Burns was also asked, how do you simulate guarding Zach Edey when they are practicing?
I mean, you can't really simulate height, but you can shoot some hook shots and, make some good moves.
How do you think they simulate you in practice?
I have no idea. I hope it's a double team.
This first of all, I love that he said, I hope. I should explain what happened there. So the first question was that he started with his answer was, how do you simulate Zach Edey? And he said, you can't really simulate height. Right, the way to do that, and we've seen it in the past with other like legendarily tall shot blockers. You get the broomstick out, right, and you have an assistant coach swatting with a 6-foot broomstick trying to simulate it. You can do that, and then the reporter asked, well, how do you think they simulate you? And DJ Burns' response was, I don't know. I hope they do it with the double team. I love that he wants to be double teamed. I love that. Absolutely. Because then he can pass out of it. He's a great passer. He can find the open shooter. The funny part is everybody is going to talk about the height. That's how he answered the Zach Edey question, right? You can't really simulate height. Can DJ Burns work his magic against a 7'4" player? Can he get his hook shot off against a 7'4" player of the year? Can he? I don't think that's the question. The question I have is all about weight. Because the thing about Zach Edey is he's not Manute Bol out there, right? He's not Sean Bradley out there. He's not Chet Holmgren out there. He's not even the current version of Victor Wembanyama when you look at body type. What he is a stronger, thicker, heavier guy. I just tried to name every super duper tall, skinny guy that I could think of. DJ Burns' post moves, if you watch them, they are darn near unstoppable. At least they have been over the last 9 games. But they have a lot to do with him leaning on you, right? He catches it on the post, he turns around, and he's backing down, and he's putting his significant strength and weight on you. So then you have a couple options, right? You can brace yourself and make a wide base. Like think about when you're pushing like a car that doesn't have gas in it, right? You get low to the ground, you spread your legs, and you drive. You can do that to prevent him from pushing you down, or you can just get buried under the bucket by him backing you down. And then once you are braced like you're pushing that car, all of that weight on you, he can spin, your balance is off because the thing you were leaning against moves like you're pushing on a door that opens. So that's where he gets his magic from, right? And as soon as he sees you preparing for all that weight to be put on you, he already knows he has you, right? Because now he's in control of the situation. DJ Burns has worked against guys taller than him all year. He doesn't get someone that's as heavy as him that often. And I know he's listed at 275. I think he's somewhere he's over 3 bills. We'll call it that. So is Zach Edey. Zach Edey's listed at 300. Can he work his magic against somebody that might not have to get us out of a normal traditional guarding position to fight back? That's what I think it's about. It could, obviously 7'4" matters, don't get me wrong. And obviously his hook shot's going to have a little bit more arc on it, don't get me wrong. But the dude has prodigious touch. It strikes me as like his hook shot goes 1 inch higher than the hand of whoever's trying to block his shot. Like he has that touch, he has that depth perception, he has that feel. The thing we don't know is, does he have the ability to make that work against somebody that is his it's not even density. It's like, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this.
The irresistible force meets the unmovable object for my wrestling fans out there.
Well,
WrestleMania
similar.
coming up this weekend.
What we've learned this year is if DJ Burns is the unstoppable force, he's gone up against immovable objects and he's gotten them off balance and moved them.
Yeah, he's faced Baycott, Filipowski in ACC play.
What I haven't seen yet is if he's the unstoppable force up against another unstoppable force. That's to me what we're getting to, right? Because Baycott got skinny this year, right?
Yeah.
P.J. Hall is a strong guy, big shoulders, not that kind of mass. Filipowski, same way, 7 foot tall, not that kind of mass. He's 238, 240, 245, whatever he ends up being. Zach Edey and DJ Burns are in the same weight class. Again, for wrestling fans, different kind of wrestling. They're in the same weight class. That's what I think it's all going to come down to.